Hey, I'm Charla Anderson, the Yes Lady with CharlaA, your encouragement solutions for outrageous business. I'm so excited today to reintroduce you to one of my dear friends. She's the entrepreneur's entrepreneur, Miss Lexia Crawford.
Thank you, Charla. I'm glad to be here with you.
It's so great to see you again.
It's you as well.
It's time to say yes to your future. Each week, CharlaA interviews business owners that are breaking the mold. Tune in each Thursday to discover how you can too. Here's your host, the Yes Lady herself, CharlaA.
So Lexia was here, has been my friend for a while, and we have, in the last year, this year, just a few months this year, have both been stepping up our game, so to speak, right? Developing. We're growing in all kinds of ways. So
Absolutely.
I want to, I know when I said you're the entrepreneur's entrepreneur, I believe that. You have a knack and a gift and many opportunities for people in the DFW area, especially to grow their entrepreneurial mindset, right?
Absolutely.
So I want you to tell us about Suite 101, which is your event center right in Fort Worth. And let's start with that.
Absolutely. So Suite 101, thank you, Charla, for that gracious introduction. Suite 101 is our attempt to give entrepreneurs in the local DFW area a safe place to not only develop their businesses, but actually present their business ideas, to hold classes, training, whatever they need to do to get the word out about their business. We help them develop those processes and those events, whether it be a small mixer, if it's a class, if it's a seminar, if it's an end of the year banquet, whatever it is, we will help you produce and plan that event from beginning to end. If you need hosting assistance, if you need food, if you need a DJ, if you need an MC, we have a network of people that will come together and help make that happen. I myself, as you mentioned, am passionate about developing entrepreneurs in the community from ages 12, 15, all the way up through our seasoned entrepreneurs who have a business that they just haven't quite gotten off of the ground and really got it going because they're afraid to get up and speak and talk and share about their business, whether they need to get out and network, whatever it is they need to do, I help groom them and get them ready and going in that direction. So they get over some of those fears, get over a lot of that anxiety that we all suffer from, and start to build that confidence in themselves within in order to go out and really start promoting and growing and developing those great business ideas that we all have, but we're just hesitant and just get distracted by life. With the help of our mentor, Benson, I've been able to get past some of my own anxieties and fears and hesitations and really get going this year with developing our business in order for me to do that for some other people, especially my young entrepreneurs.
Your business is LexiaCrawford.com.
Correct. That is my main brand.
Main brand, an umbrella.
Yep.
And the main focus of that right now is your event center,
Absolutely.
the Suite 101.
Right.
And from that, you have so many different services.
That is correct.
And you mentioned Benson. I'm going to say Benson Agbatorgo, who's been my guest here before, is our mentor, our business mentor.
Phenomenal.
He's one of the wisest people I've ever met. And he's got some systems for entrepreneurs as well that really hone it down to simplify to having systems. And his message is consistent profit for entrepreneurs.
Absolutely, which is tough.
And most of us don't have consistent profit. It's very inconsistent, if at all.
Definitely. For whatever reason, as entrepreneurs, we naturally get distracted by life and things and all of the obstacles that being an entrepreneur bring. And one of my biggest issues was, like you mentioned, Charla, we have 5 different company services that we offer, photography, videography, branding of any sort, whatever your business is, we can help you develop online content, videography, photography. Also, I help a lot of local young creative entrepreneurs really get out of their head and figure out what their natural gifts and talents are in order to then build a business structure and then add their gifts and talents on top of that to really develop a business brand and really take care of themselves. We've got some kids in this program that are already running thriving businesses, and they are functioning in the community. They are out networking, they are sharing, they are motivating their peers. I mean, that's probably one of the things I'm most proud of this year is what we've been able to do with our kids in 101 Prep, which is another one of our brands on LexiaCrawford.com.
101 Prep is for the young entrepreneurs that you're running across, and the ages of that?
We start ideally around 15, 16 years old because we think that their minds are mature enough to really handle the information we're trying to pour into them. We also put them in real life situations with other more seasoned entrepreneurs through our mixers and different events that we host, so that they get those experiences in real time to really realize what it is to be an entrepreneur.
I met you you were there. I just showed up at a little mixer, and you had one of your mentees with you, and I was so impressed and how well she was able to carry herself. And can we give the live example of your 16-year-old that has changed your?
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, this gentleman.
That would be Mr. Kendall Locke of Katie's Social House. So this kid is probably one of our greatest success stories. Kendall came to us already with a business mind. He had already started his business, and all we've been able to help him just kind of add to it, develop some additional services, expand his network. But this kid is so amazing that I say that I've mentored him, but he, of course, in turn has ended up mentoring me. I've learned so much from this kid, and we've both been able to grow our brands feeding off of one another. If he hears about a networking event, he invites me vice versa. We are ending up showing up at some of the same events together. And we've been able to just really collab and share our networks to grow both of our businesses. And it's just been a phenomenal process to not only be a part of, just to kind of stand back and watch and realize that if you're open to it, everything will come to you that you need for your business, but be open to it. So this is a kid who's 16 years old, and I was open to what he had to say to me and what he thought about our businesses and some of the changes and shifts that he suggested. I took them on, implemented them, and they have made huge differences in our business.
Well, can we mention this specifically? I mean, he helped you clean out your MailChimp
Absolutely.
or set up your MailChimp, so to speak, and that's
So,
that's a mail system,
Yeah.
like Constant Contact or something like that. But how many leads did
Oh,
he
my goodness.
hone in that you already had?
I had like most business owners, we go to all these entrepreneur events, we collect all these cards, and what do we do when we get home? We might
Laundry
put them in a
baskets
system.
full.
We might not, but I had a box of cards that I had collected for years, and Kendall suggested that we sit down one day, meet for a few hours, and let's really get organized. And he created a MailChimp account for me, collected all those cards, put them all in there, and he basically handpicked the cards that he thought the people I should contact immediately. I did that, and within a matter of a couple of days, I had 10 leads out of it. So it's just those little bitty things, but I mean, these are leads that I had been sitting on for probably at least a couple of years.
You said little bitty, but that is not little bitty.
That is not little bitty at all.
Anybody I know that doesn't have boatloads of cards.
Absolutely.
And I'm really
Absolutely.
considering reaching out to him. I mean, I've
definitely.
had to
I would definitely suggest
much of that, and it's time to get it.
Katie's Social House, he is dynamic.
How do you spell that?
Katie's Social House, SOCIL House. It's KD together and then socialhouse.com.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So I'm really I like that we can help
Definitely.
each other
definitely.
and others. You know.
And he's 16. You would be helping build a 16-year-old in the community. And that's really the goal is I'm getting this now at, in my mid 40s. If we could get some of our young kids, 15, 16 years old, to really get this mindset at an early age, these kids will be dynamic by the time they're in their 40s. I wish I had had someone to teach and share and develop me in this manner at 15, 16 years old. Because one, I would have picked a college degree based on what it was I really wanted to do, like the opposite of what most of us do, because I would have known myself much better at an earlier age. Therefore, I would have made better choices for myself at an earlier age. I would have selected a business that lined up more with my own natural gifts and talents at a much earlier age. These are all things that take some of us years to develop and years to figure out, because there's no one really leading and guiding us. And so that's what 101 Prep is really intended to do.
How do they find you? How do they find 101 Prep?
LexiaCrawford.com, 101prep.org. But if you go to LexiaCrawford.com, every service that I'm mentioning is listed under there.
I'm going to spell Lexia because
Please.
Lexia Crawford, CRAWFORD.com. And Lexia is a beautiful name, but it's not a natural.
You are correct.
Yeah, so it's natural to you, but not natural to everyone
I know how to
else.
spell my name. Yeah, LexiaCrawford.com, but they are all out there. Suite 101, 101 Prep, the J. Crawford Agency is our branding entity, as well as Bits and Pieces Boutique. You remember, I came here the first time to style you from my boutique, and it ended up turning into a full-on interview. And so I still have that brand. That's, when I talk about natural gifts and talents, that's my natural gift. That's my talent, is designing and styling, and I love it. But in that, I have built several other brands based on that one business. And so it's the empire has definitely evolved over the last couple of years.
Well, I'm going to have to take a quick break here, Lexia, and I cannot wait to come back in just a moment. And the CharlaA show with Lexia Crawford will be right back after these messages.
Thank you, Charla.
22 veterans every day take their own lives. They commit suicide. A couple years ago, I talked 4 people off the cliff with guns in their hands because they're looking for hope, they're looking for trust, they're looking for respect, they're looking for somebody that cares. Blue Dragon International Consultants, we care. Go to bdic.net to find a conference near you.
The American business economy is positioned as it has never been before. Professional videography is a core element for attracting a higher level of engagement with the people group you need for significant impact. Now is your time to shine. My name is Bill Brock, owner of White Rock Films, and I invite you to a powerful opportunity in the marketplace, an opportunity to draw excited people to your events, an opportunity to showcase your ideas on infrastructure, an opportunity to become known as the industry authority and enjoy the associated benefits of a strong, influential brand. Video highlights, video teaches. Video puts a resistant market at ease, and video stirs the hearts and imaginations of your allies and strategic client base. White Rock Films offers full audio, video production for businesses ready to embrace the future, handling your project with professionalism, experience, and polish unheard of in the industry. My name is Bill Brock, and White Rock Films wants your business. See us online at whiterockfilms.com.
Experience the Zeal difference.
It's my favorite beverage.
I never thought nutrition could taste so good.
I know it's why I feel the best I've ever felt.
Wouldn't start my day without this beverage.
Every once in a while, a product comes along that's so innovative, it has the ability to shake up how we feel about nutrition. You're about to be introduced to a one-of-a-kind nutritional powerhouse. It's scientifically formulated and backed by a landmark clinical trial. This wellness product has created a movement that has already generated over $300 million in sales. It continues to change lives, create a thirst in people to be healthier, and is inspiring generations in ways other beverages simply do not. It's called Zeal, and thousands of people worldwide, just like you, appreciate that it takes the guesswork out of nutrition and why it's loved by so many. If you don't experience the Zeal difference in 30 days, we'll refund your money. Join us in this movement and experience the Zeal difference.
The Yes Lady with CharlaA is back now with Lexia Crawford, and thank you again so much for being here. You're an energy, and you're confidence and your stature wasn't always like that, was it?
No, it was not.
No, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, when I met you, it has been just about a year that you stepped out of a
corporate
really downward spiral.
Absolutely.
And from that has arisen something you're calling the blonde fro, the blonde fro.
It's right here.
Right. So
yes.
Tell me about where that came from and how we can hone in on that a little bit.
Definitely. Thank you for bringing that up, Charla. I definitely would be remiss if I did not mention the blonde fro and where that came from. So the blonde fro, for me, for us, my team, is our attempt to really address some of the mental challenges and imbalances that we all find ourselves in life in general. Everything is moving so fast. Everybody's trying to accomplish this or that. And sometimes we get so deep in our heads that we can't get out. And that begins the whole spiral of anxiety and depression and other mental challenges that either you, your family, someone has suffered from. Whether we acknowledge it or not, often it's there and we know somebody who's gone through it. Well, I myself experienced my own mental challenge about a year and a half ago, working on my normal job that I had been on for 15 years. Found myself in a space of this terrible paranoia, anxiety, and it just seemed to mount and get worse and worse day by day, to the point where one day I just could not bear it anymore, and left the office, came home and told my husband, something's off here. I think I need to go in and see somebody. And keep in mind, I had had some mental challenges throughout the years, but this was the worst yet. This is the deepest down I had gotten, and so I really needed to get some help. And anyway, my doctor, long story short, fast forward, my doctor referred me. I went into an inpatient therapy facility, got the help I needed, came out of it, really realizing, okay, I'm not crazy. I just found myself in a space where I no longer belonged in an environment, on a corporate job that just wasn't a fit for me anymore. Nothing wrong with the job. It had been the same. It hadn't changed, but I had gotten off so deep on this entrepreneurial trail that it was hard for me to find myself back in that space again and really fit and really function and really be happy. And so I made the decision to resign from my position, and really found myself in a scary place but exciting place, and really knew that I had to make this entrepreneur path work. I had no choice. I had no other options to go back.
You burned a bridge.
I finally burned the bridge, and I had to
took the leap.
And I took the leap, and I had to make it work. And so that's what began this, kind of discovery of what is this? What is this that I went through? How can I prevent myself from being back in this place again? But bigger than that, how can I prevent some other people from ending up in that space?
So the blonde fro
and that's
came to
where
be.
the blonde fro, and so this goes back to our business branding. So my husband Jeff of the J. Crawford Agency is really great about naming and branding things. So I thought
He's awesome.
He really is. Thank you, Charla. But I really wanted to name it. I wanted to give it a face, and I wanted to start to pull down and pull away those layers of stigma that we've placed on mental illness, and being able to share and reaching out and saying, I need some help here. I'm struggling. Even some of the strongest people struggle, and it's hard for strong people to reach out and say, hey, I'm drowning here. And I was drowning. And thank God I had my husband, who's been an amazing support system for me, business-wise and mentally. He can kind of see when I'm getting off and need to kind of, check back in and really address some things. And so anyway, long story short, he came up with the name The Blonde Fro, and it took on a life of its own. I started putting out my challenges. I started making these videos. He said, just let people know how you feel. Tell people what's going on with you so that they can begin to relate and see what it is.
Authenticity, to be real.
And that's where it started.
Yeah.
It was nothing but me putting out simple videos of how I was feeling this day, or how I championed through the next day, or some of the therapy and different things that I did to get myself back to being whole and feeling well. I started to share those things openly, and it did at first make a lot of my family friends uncomfortable. I lost some friends, along the way. They didn't understand, they didn't get it, and that's okay.
No, everybody has their path.
Absolutely. It hurt at first, but some people just didn't have the capacity to deal with that and kind of push through with me. But anyway, in that, I discovered myself and a whole lot more about myself and some of the challenges that other people deal with as well. And I've really, really made a conscious effort to make this an online movement to share with the world that it is okay to say you need help. And I find it the biggest challenge with entrepreneurs because we are controlling, we are leaders, and we want to be great and we want to be strong. And some of our brands require us to be strong all the time. But I want you to know that it's okay to take care of yourself first. And that's a lot of times what entrepreneurs do not do. They do not take care of themselves.
Truly, we're so busy being busy, and there's never, ever going to be an end to that. There's never nothing to do.
It's ongoing.
And so carving out, this is a big word for all of us. Carving out, and I'll just give an example. When I was going through crazy stuff as a flight attendant, and I did one thing that I consciously did for me, and it was drinking out of a glass on the airplane while I was working instead of, it seems so small, but it was a conscious thing for me.
Self-care.
And so it's self-care, and it was really all I can remember doing at that time, raising all these kids. And
so for me as an entrepreneur, I know, as Benson has taught us, my day is planned out from the time I get up and hit the floor till the time I go to bed. So I have to carve out that little time in the morning to sit with my thoughts and pray and meditate and give myself a chance to catch my breath before I start the day. And I just have to block everything out. No emails, no social media, no phone calls, nothing.
That is probably the most important part of everyone's day, taking time to be still and know, to hear the still small voice, and that comes from here. And that's critical, and I'm glad you're pointing that out.
Definitely.
Because so many of us forget that piece. We just got to get out the door and do the next thing.
And it's the most important piece.
So I know we're not going to have much time left, so I want you to be really clear on how people can find you, how we can utilize your service. And I know you've got a training coming that you're doing now called, I love the name of it, Speak and Grow Rich.
Speak and Grow Rich.
Yes.
And what that rich is to you may not be rich to me.
It may not be money. It
exactly.
May be...
So I'm going to make everybody, I'm promising everybody I'm going to make you a millionaire. That is not the case. Whatever that richness is to you, is it richness in family, richness in a career, business, faith, whatever it is, whatever your rich is, speak your truth. Begin to speak it out loud. Begin to share it, and everything in the universe will line up to make that richness happen in your life. And so
you're teaching people to speak. You're actually teaching people to stand up in front at your event center. You give them a place to stand and practice and play and pretend, or actually bring people together. Just their first or initial conversations, to stand on stage with someone, right? So
we are giving them a safe, constructive place. So not just safe, not just coddling, but very constructive. So again, we work with a lot of local entrepreneurs, so we try to bring all of them together to provide constructive feedback. Give you a space to work out some of those kinks in your speech, in your speaking engagements, your classes, your training.
And build that confidence primarily.
Absolutely. So we're building you at the same time.
Because it's a big fear for people.
I know. It really is. It's a huge fear, and it's a huge undertaking for some people, but we just have to start. You just have to start. You just have to go and work out the kinks as you go. They're going to be there. They're never going to go away, but you can't fix them or work them out unless you start. And you just fix it as you go. You find your way as you go. You make the adjustments as you go, but you go nonetheless.
Exactly. So just taking that first step. Because where we are is all we have to take the next step from. You might as well take a bold one. Bold faith, no fear. Step towards it and enjoy the journey. But what you're doing too is surrounding with community to give the resources and the encouragement.
Absolutely. There's no way I could do all of this by myself. So I need a team of people. I need a community of volunteers. I need people who are willing to come in and share what they've learned. Failures, successes, all of those things make us who we are. We just want you to always be, if you're failing, be failing forward. Always failing
and failing,
forward.
and so many of us, the harder it gets, the more we recluse ourselves, the more we step away.
Wrong.
Instead of reaching out and joining forces with someone that,
Definitely.
mentorship is huge. Huge. Just accountability is huge.
Yep.
And the LexiaCrawford.com, that has the umbrella over so many other positive entrepreneurial interests, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So all of our efforts are there in one location. You can click on there, send us your email address. We'll send you out updates. We've got several upcoming events. We want entrepreneurs especially to start thinking already for 2019. What types of branding efforts do you want to begin to map out and develop over the next couple of months? So while you've got some downtime, most companies allow you some time off for the holidays. Use that time wisely. Instead of doing a whole bunch of shopping, sit down and really think about the gift that you want to give to yourself next year.
And they can come to your studio and create. What if they started having a weekly webinar from your studio, or a weekly lunch and learn from your studio, and really from LexiaCrawford.com and Suite 101. 101 Prep.
We will help you develop those classes.
TheBlondePro.com, and we're out of time. We're out of time already. I know how fast it goes, and I'm so incredibly grateful for you to come. And you and Jeff, you guys are amazing friends and mentors to me as well. So thank you very much. And the Yes Lady with CharlaA and Lexia Crawford. We'll see you next week. Hi, I'm the Yes Lady with CharlaA, powered by Zeal Wellness. Zeal is my nutrition beverage of choice. It is 14,000 milligrams of superfood nutrition in a powdered formula that you can just shake it and take it out the door, grab and go, have energy, vitality, reduce your stress, some incredible health benefits. It's incredibly cost effective, and it is going to change your life. I'd love for you to join me. Go to charla.zealforlife.com, charla.zealforlife.com. Join me in being healthy, focused, full of energy, tastes great. Zeal for Life.
That's all for the Yes Lady with CharlaA today. The Yes Lady with CharlaA is produced by the OBBM Network and available on demand at offbeatbusinessmedia.com. The Yes Lady also airs each Thursday at 12 and 8 p.m. on OBBM Radio, available on iTunes and offbeatbusinessmedia.com. Download the Offbeat Business app to get the Yes Lady TV and podcast on demand. To be a guest on the Yes Lady, call 817-808-7703.